Well, it looks like we're getting ready to have a storm in Belleville. I thought I'd make a little video about technology, old and new. Something I can do inside on a stormy day. Brr, it's getting cold. It's a lot nicer inside than it is outside. Wow, that was in the desert. That's in Death Valley. There's Victoria Park on a much nicer day than today. Saguaro cactus. Well, come on upstairs. I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday when I went to turn on the computer. I was going to work out in Mary's room, so I thought what I would do is turn her computer on and have a little burn on the elliptical trainer. It's going to work out here. Watch a little video over there. Soon as I went and turned on her computer's right there. Well, the ceiling light started to flash like you wouldn't believe. I didn't know what it was at first, and I did a little checking into it, and it turns out that the power supply, which is underneath the computer there, it's got two big 12-volt batteries in. That was just flashing like mad and making a lot of racket. Turns out the power supply in the computer was burned out. Well, I made a quick trip to Canada Computers and I picked up a new power supply. This is the old one here. Look at the tentacles on that. Well, all in all, it was about a 4-hour job to, well, including driving to get it, because I had to tear the motherboard out of the computer, take out the power supply, put the new power supply in, connect everything up, and there's 2 solid state drives and 4 hard drives in that computer, so it's got about 12 terabytes of storage inside the computer and an external another 4 terabytes outside. So anyway, it was quite a job. It's working fine now. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about, here Bella wants to be involved here. She was a big help changing the hard drive out, let me tell you. Come on now, Bella. What I had done, I just finished shooting a bunch of film. Took me quite a while to shoot some film with my good old Leicas. This is an M6 Leica with a motor winder and 1.0 Noctilux lens. It's pretty amazing. It's a 50mm 1.0 lens. But I had all this film that I shot, so I had made some videos of developing the film, and I actually made some conventional prints. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about the new technology and old technology, and I've got some silver-based prints that I made, so I'll show you some of those as well. What you doing, Bella? Huh? What you doing? Are you having fun? You having the fun? Are ya? Oh, yeah. Well, this is my film scanner. It'll scan from 35mm film to 4x5 film. I don't have any cameras larger than 4x5, so that will cover that. You can actually scan an 8x10 piece of film on here as well. I'm not really sure how to do that. If there's any interest in seeing how to scan the film, I'll make a little video about that. Just let me know. But this is how we make digital prints from film and from flat artwork or prints. Well, I just wanted to make a little video with some of the film equipment. This is 35mm Leica M6 50mm 1.0 lens, lights tabletop tripod. This little beauty will go through a roll of film in about 10 seconds. So you'd be looking at about $10 to shoot a roll of film and develop it. Prints would be, of course, in addition to that. It's an expensive way to work. 4x5. This is the smallest 4x5 view camera. It's a gallon 4x5. It's portable, it's great for backpacking and that kind of thing. It's a little hard to use, it's not as convenient as maybe a field camera, but it's sure a lot easier to carry. It takes one sheet of 4x5 film in a holder like this. So use the dark cloth over your head, focus everything up, put a sheet of film in and shoot. That's the way that works. Now, way back when I was just getting started out in photography, this was the way people worked. I mean, they would shoot a pack of film. This unit holds 6 sheets of film, and you have to load it in the dark, put one sheet of film in each metal holder, you close it all up, always in the dark, total darkness. Then when you go out in the field, you can put it in your camera and boom. Every time you do that, you got a fresh sheet of film in there. And that's the way that worked. It's got a little lights tabletop tripod, very fine piece of equipment. And what we used to do with these is before there was image stabilization lenses and stabilization bodies, you would just put that against your chest like there, and it still works every bit as good as it did. With these cameras, there's no autofocus, there's no zoom. You do everything manually, and I'm going to show you how to develop the film too. So thanks for watching. Well, now, does anybody remember this? You got to know what this is. What we're going to do today, we're going to process some film, old school. Going to see what happens. Got a couple rolls of 400 speed film shot with my Leica. Been planning to do this for quite some time. Going to mix the chemistry, going to load the film. You won't be able to see me load the film, and mixing the chemistry, well, that's maybe a little boring, but we'll see how it goes. Well, all the chemistry is ready to go. We'll just check the temperature on the developer. We're good. Okay, so we got the time set on the timer, 6.5 minutes. So, first thing we do is add the developer to the tank. Just pour it in. Put the lid on, start the timer, give it an inversion, another inversion, another inversion. Tap it on the counter. That helps to dislodge any air bells that are on there. We don't want any air bubbles. About 20 seconds for the first agitation. We'll let it sit. And we'll give it 5 seconds every 30 seconds. So we'll go once, and back, and over, and back. Pretty excited to see what we've got here. It's taken me a couple years to shoot this film, so we'll see if there's anything there at all. Well, it's winding down. Got one more agitation. We'll start draining the solution about 20 seconds before the end of the processing time. That helps to even things out a bit. Here we go, one last. Okay, now we're going to wait 10 seconds and we'll drain that. Start draining right at the 20, and that should work out about right. Okay, that's out. Now we get the stock bath. I just got it in mason jars. I ran out of speakers. I used to have so many of these things, but everything gets broken and lost over time, I guess. This is basically an acetic acid solution. It's got a pH indicator in it, so we know that it's still good. And put it in there. We it just needs a rinse in here that stops the action of the developer almost instantly. Okay, and we'll dump that. Okay, now we add the fixer, which is going to dissolve away all the undeveloped silver, clear the film. Most important thing is to make sure the film is properly fixed long enough and washed. That's what makes it last. I'm going to give us about 5 minutes on the timer. Just rinse my hands off. Well, time's up, so we'll just pour it out. Take a little look at our film. And the film is looking just fine. Looks great. It's nice and clear, the fixer's good and strong. So now I'm going to wash it, and when it's washed, hang it up to dry, and I think we'll scan these rather than print them. Well, the film's been thoroughly washed now. Now I'm just going to add a little, it's dry, emptied out. I'm going to put some photo flow in there, which is basically a wetting agent. We'll let that sit in there for 1 minute. Don't want to get too much bubbles on there, so we're just going to put that on. That's going to make sure that the film dries nice and clean and we won't have water spots. Well, I must say, processing film, I haven't processed film in a long time. And here we have our roll of processed film. Just shake the water off it a little bit. Oh my. Now we'll just hang it up to dry in here. I haven't put a roll of film in here in must be 15 years. So we'll see. Just hang a little weight on the bottom there. Actually, this is one of the weighted hangers right here. We'll hang that up, and we just wait more or less patiently for that to dry. Then we'll see what we have. Thanks for watching. This is my Leica V35 autofocus enlarger. I've had this for quite a while. I must have bought that in 1980. See the little red dot there. Costs a few dollars to get that little dot on something. It's an autofocus enlarger. It's pretty amazing. Still works 100%. Here's all 3 rolls of film that I managed to shoot in about a year. Well, now here's a few of the prints that I made in the darkroom. There's one from the stockyards early one morning. This is out in the backyard. Whoops. Little of the old style of street photography downtown. It's my buddy David Boyes, master photographer from England. He's about 90 this year. A few of the flowers. I don't know, flowers, succulents in the backyard. I'm not sure what they are. There's Howard working at the wrecking yard, looking for parts for me. There's Father Toby, my good friend Father Toby, CR.